Welcome back to the next episode in our series as we dive deeper and deeper into discovering our own behavioral patterns and cycles through Jungian psychology and the four wild woman archetypes. Today we are discussing all things Rebel Maidens, and welcome, fellow rebels. Yes, I am Sarah Leighton, your creative business coach and host, who is helping you slowly but surely scale into a sustainable brand. So today I'm so excited because, as I just mentioned, I am a Rebel Maiden. This is my archetype. So, if I'm being honest, it's probably the one I know the most about. And that's natural because it's the life that I live, right? So I know all too well what it feels, sounds, tastes like, just in all the ways to be a Rebel Maiden. And if you're wondering which archetype you are and you haven't found out yet, just grab the link to the free quiz in the description. Download it. It'll only take you a couple minutes to fill out the assessment. And from there, you will get to discover all kinds of nifty things like your deepest desires, goals, fears, signature moves, talents, who your ideal clients should be, who you probably shouldn't be working with, and so much more. And that's what we're talking about today. So I don't want to keep you too long as usual. And like I said, because I'm the Rebel Maiden myself, I could probably talk about her all day. But I want to keep these videos fairly short as much as possible, these lives, so that they don't become overwhelming for you to consume each day. Okay, so Rebel Maidens, my fellow rebels, I love you, I see you, I worship you and your glorious strengths. We are the ones that raise voices out here, and we are doing incredible work once we are out of our shadows. And we're going to be talking about shadow work and shadow work journaling soon on this channel as well. So if you have been looking to integrate shadow work or shadow work journaling into your spiritual and personal development journey, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so that you can get notified when we start talking all about that as well. Okay, so Rebel Maidens, my people pleasers, my perfectionists, we desire harmony. We don't just want peace, though. We really have a deep respect for balance. So we recognize, oh, there goes Fitz. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's getting sassy. Hold on, let me go grab his ball for him filled with bacon out of the couch. Give me just 1 second. And so, because one of our Rebel Maidens' innate strengths and superpowers, talents, whatever you want to call it, is vision and clarity, which is why I love to offer magic mirror sessions, because I have a natural innate ability to see clearly what most people cannot see for and about themselves and their own businesses. But what's beautiful about this vision is that it allows Rebel Maidens like myself to really see and appreciate the dark with the light, the bad with the good, the evil with the pure. And we have a deeper appreciation for the balance that all of these bring. So rather than wanting to eradicate our enemies, we actually respect them in a sense, because we recognize the value that they create within us, right? So that's something that I've always thought was kind of really cool about our archetype. And something that's really different from the way a lot of people have the tendency to think about things. And that's something that's also really neat about how adaptable rebel maidens are. But, their goal is to live a happy life and make this world just a better place. And that is also beautiful and so easy to respect, except for the fact that it does cause insane amounts of people pleasing, which can become manipulative, in fact. And that's one of the biggest challenges a lot of rebel maidens have to overcome in their growth journey and recognizing their own behavioral patterns within relationships. And their deepest fear ultimately is being judged negatively by others and then abandoned. So the judgment isn't even so much of the concern as it is that the judgment they fear will lead to abandonment. And a lot of rebel maidens have experienced some even catastrophic levels of abandonment, which only reinforces those fears. So they often have a lot of work to do around this in their shadow work. So if you struggle with fears of abandonment, jealousy, things like that, codependency, this is your sign to definitely subscribe and hit that bell, because when we start diving into our shadow work journaling, you're going to get so much relief out of that and start to finally let go of some of those chains that have been holding you back, my love. Okay, so signature move. Oh my gosh. They love to do what is right, and they are often super optimistic. This was one of the things that when I was going through my own assessment, I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely me, because I pop out of bed like Miss Mary Sunshine in the morning, to the point where people are like, ew, like you need to dial it back. Okay, like nobody's this happy, right? So I can be a lot like that. And it's sort of funny because I invented this little like catchphrase for myself years and years and years. I don't even know how long I've had it, where I say it's always the right thing to do the right thing. And then when I heard through my assessment that that's our signature move, you guys, it's so funny when I tell you that we are so ingrained with these thoughts, behaviors, and beliefs of our archetypes. It's crazy. Once you learn them, you will seriously hear your friends and loved ones and clients saying things that are like almost comically on point to their archetype, like that. So that's a perfect example. And apparently, our hidden talent is heart melting sweetness. I don't have the tendency to necessarily think of myself that way, but I'll be honest, that is something that my closer friends would say about me. It's just that I also have the tendency to be a little bit guarded in certain situations. So you might not always get to see that side of me unless you earn it. Can you relate to that? Yeah, that's pretty typical for my rebel maidens. We can hide a little bit until we feel comfortable. So, continuing with our examples to help you. Oh my goodness, here we go. Busted. I forgot to change this. But continuing with our examples for our archetypes to kind of help you understand from a pop culture standpoint what the rebel maiden looks and sounds like. So this is Ariel from The Little Mermaid, okay? This is Jasmine from Aladdin. This is Rose, sweet, naive, bubbly, over the top, chatty Rose from Golden Girls. Carrie from Sex and the City is a mature or maturing, depending, where you are in the storyline. Rebel Maiden. Penny from The Big Bang Theory, or Rachel on Friends are all examples of rebel maidens on their own hero's journey. Okay, fellow rebels. So quite often you're going to go into either career paths naturally that are going to allow you to tap into that people pleasing or that perfectionism, or if you were surrounded by the right people that encouraged you to indulge your creative talents, then you are already in writing or photography or design and you're a freelancer. But maybe you've also been a teacher in the past, or you're starting to coach and teach now. We also see a lot of, oh my gosh, so many Rebel Maidens in branding and marketing and strategy. And then I've come across quite a few in course creation and podcast hosting, because again, these all allow a Rebel Maiden to sink into her natural talents and strengths, while honestly, like, kind of helping her to mitigate her fears and her weaknesses, which is really, really cool. So Rebel Maidens are highly sensitive and they're super empathetic, which can cause them to fall down a little bit because they can get really distracted by all of the pain out there. And then their people pleasing can kick in. And before you know it, their immense talent and creative brain is off to the races, brainstorming all of the things that all of her capabilities would allow her to do to solve all of these problems. The problem with that is a lot of times this has nothing to do with her actual mission in life, and she can waste years, if not decades, trying to solve other people's problems for them that they don't even want solved or are unwilling to do for themselves. So, it's really, really important that Rebel Maidens find a system that allows them to remain accountable to themselves, their goals, and their ultimate life's mission. And for that is why we seek accountability partners. That's why we seek coaches and different just communities like that to help us stay on track and to claim what we're after, so that we have something to answer to. Because ultimately, she's always going to be motivated to keep harmony in those around her. She's always going to feel compelled to avoid offending others and to try to do the best thing all the time. And that perfectionism will always be inside her. But through the shadow work journaling and through affirmations and a practice of falling in love with herself and committing to this bigger vision and mission for her life and fulfillment for herself and learning to put herself first, she can actually find incredible relief, because what she'll notice is everyone will follow suit and they will start to actually take care of themselves, and they will start to actually respect her and see her in the way that she's always hoped that they would, which will serve her well in her matriarch huntress season. So Fitz is getting pretty antsy, so I think I'm going to let you go for now. Thanks so much for joining me for yet another live breakdown of the divine feminine wild woman archetypes. If you haven't already, make sure you do grab that free assessment. It's going to reveal decade saving time tips and just clarifiers for you about yourself that are going to lead to an absolute transformation of how you show up in your relationships, how you are showing up for yourself, how you're showing up for your business and your clients. And from there, the most magical things are going to start to happen. I will see you tomorrow with a deeper dive of our matriarch huntress. Thank you so much for watching Wildly Creative TV. I will see